I liked painting and drawing, and I liked humanities mainly, poetry, literature, this speculative attitude toward life. I think my attitude has always been to put food on the table. I saw the Beatles play the Cavern in Liverpool when I was 16. They had attitude, on stage. They were like a four-headed monster. Many of my friends back in New York and elsewhere have a glib or dismissive attitude toward Los Angeles. It's a place of strip malls and traffic and not much else, in their opinion. You know, I always say white is not a color. White is an attitude. And if you haven't got trillions of dollars in the bank that you don't need, you can't be white. Sales are contingent upon the attitude of the salesman, not the attitude of the prospect. I'm not anti-fashion, but I've always had a bit of a punk attitude. That's important, I think. I do my own thing. Iraq is just a symbol of the attitude of Western democracies to the rest of the world. Experiments with animals have long been handicapped by our anthropocentric attitude. We often test them in ways that work fine with humans but not so well with other species. When a parent shows up with an attitude of entitlement, understand that under it is a boatload of anxiety. I don't think it's a good attitude in your life to feel that you have to be rich to have self-esteem. I won't say there aren't any Harvard graduates who have never asserted a superior attitude. But they have done so to our great embarrassment and in no way represent the Harvard I know. When I speak in English, my expressions become different. My attitude, too. I'm not sure why, but there really is a difference. My hands move differently when I speak English. Throughout life, a positive attitude is important because without it one has a more difficult time achieving any measure of success, whether it be in school, athletics or the working world. I used to burn rubber at every light, mean mugging everything there was, 'cause that was my attitude. The time I spent thinking about how I was better than somebody else or worrying about somebody else's attitude was time I could put to better use. I believe if you keep your faith, you keep your trust, you keep the right attitude, if you're grateful, you'll see God open up new doors. Hence, within the space of 2 generations there has been a complete revolution in the attitude of the trades unions toward the women working in their trades. Prayer is talking with God. God knows your heart and is not so concerned with your words as He is with the attitude of your heart. With His incredible attitude, with His incredible winning mentality, Cristiano Ronaldo is a unique player. You've got to have the skills. You've got to have a great attitude because, if you don't, nobody will want to deal with you. A smart manager will establish a culture of gratitude. Expand the appreciative attitude to suppliers, vendors, delivery people, and of course, customers. Conor McGregor has that fight anybody, anywhere attitude but doesn't just have the attitude, he lives it. My attitude towards drawing is not necessarily about drawing. It's about making the best kind of image I can make, It's about talking as clearly as I can. At home in Ireland, there's a habit of avoidance, an ironical attitude towards the authority figure. I grew up in a rough environment. You want to be strong and have your presence felt out there. That attitude reflects how people see you. We live in a country that used to have a can-do attitude, and now we have a what can you do for me attitude, and what I try to do is find ways that we can develop common ground. We need the right attitude and the right motivation. That can decide the match above everything else. Always go into meetings or negotiations with a positive attitude. Tell yourself you're going to make this the best deal for all parties. The old attitude toward newspapers was that they were completely disposable. Today's newspaper is tomorrow's fish wrap. Even when I'm playing someone named Fat Amy, I'm all about confidence and attitude. What was past. I suppose that was the general attitude. Today, I think the attitude is that governing is not necessarily good politics, and the result is that it's much more partisan and much more divided. I couldn't go now to a brand that had a niche attitude like Gothic. I couldn't do that. Well, I could do it, but I wouldn't find it interesting, challenging. No matter the wins and losses, you can control your attitude. You can control you coming into work each and every day with the right attitude and wanting to get better and trying to get better. I have a very positive attitude in life. My insecurity, fear and need to know about tomorrow has fortunately eased. What is going to happen will happen anyway. So why break my head over it? There is definitely something sexy about a girl with an attitude and a pair of leather pants.